Please subscribe my channel.
The war did not begin with explosions or fleets in the sky. It began quietly, in secure rooms, behind encrypted channels, and inside the minds of a few carefully chosen humans who believed they were selling information to the highest bidder. They were approached as consultants, analysts, defectors. People promised protection, wealth, and survival in a conflict humanity did not yet understand. And when the Alien Intelligence Directorate revealed itself, the offer was simple: provide insight into human behavior, military structure, and political weaknesses, and be spared when the inevitable invasion came. The aliens never doubted that humans would accept. Their models showed that every intelligent species produced collaborators under pressure, and humans, divided by nations and ideologies, appeared especially vulnerable. Information flowed quickly: access codes, defensive doctrines, psychological profiles, and strategic blind spots. And when the invasion finally began, it was devastatingly efficient. Human fleets were intercepted before mobilization. Orbital defenses collapsed within hours, and command structures fractured under strikes that hit exactly where they were weakest. From the alien perspective, the conclusion was obvious: humanity had defeated itself. What the aliens never questioned was why humans had been so easy to read. The occupation followed swiftly. Alien bases rose across Earth's surface, carved into mountains, buried beneath cities, hidden behind technology so advanced it seemed invisible. Humans were catalogued, controlled, and repurposed. Their bodies studied, their minds tested, their biology mapped for exploitation. Resistance was minimal, scattered, ineffective, and quickly crushed, or so the alien reports claimed. The collaborators were rewarded. They were granted privileged access, allowed to move freely between human and alien systems, trusted with logistics, translation, and analysis. They were proud of their survival, convinced they had chosen the winning side. But survival was never the goal. From the beginning, the humans chosen by the Alien Intelligence Directorate were not selected by chance. They were selected because they were flawed, greedy, desperate, and predictable. Exactly the kind of people alien models expected to betray their species. What the aliens did not realize was that humanity had learned long ago how to weaponize its own worst traits. Every piece of information humans provided was accurate but incomplete. Every strategy revealed came with assumptions subtly altered. Every psychological profile emphasized fear and division while omitting the one trait that it carried. Humanity through extinction after extinction, adaptability under sustained pressure. The aliens believed they were studying humans. In reality, humans were mapping the aliens from the inside. Human collaborators learned alien command hierarchies, response times, internal rivalries, and most importantly, how alien intelligence agencies process trust. They learned that the aliens valued consistency over creativity, prediction over uncertainty, and once a human asset behaved as expected, it was never questioned again. That was the mistake. Alien bases on Earth relied increasingly on human intermediaries. Supply chains, data translation, behavioral research, all quietly filtered through human hands. No single act of sabotage stood out because none were meant to. Small inefficiencies accumulated. Minor delays became patterns. Overconfidence replaced caution. When human populations were subjected to experimentation, the aliens believed they were uncovering weaknesses. They documented pain thresholds, stress responses, obedience under control. They never studied what happened after years of pressure, when survival instincts rewired priorities entirely. Humans adapted to slavery the way they adapted to disaster, by building systems within systems. Languages shifted. Cultural signals changed. Obedience became performance. By the time the aliens realized human resistance had not disappeared but gone silent, it was already too late to reverse course. The first, alien facility failure, was dismissed as mechanical error. The second as human incompetence. The third forced a review. But reviews relied on data, and data still came through human-controlled channels. The war the aliens believed they had won began again, not with open rebellion, but with cascading failures. Communications desynchronized. Defensive grids activated milliseconds too late. Supply depots rerouted incorrectly. Human collaborators vanished at precisely the wrong moments. When alien fleets attempted to redeploy to stabilize Earth, they found their own systems fighting them, protocols rewritten so subtly that emergency overrides triggered deeper failures. Alien commanders demanded answers. Human analysts provided reassurance. The truth emerged slowly and painfully. Humanity had never fought the aliens on the battlefield. They had fought them in logistics, psychology, and time. The collaborators were never traitors. They were reconnaissance. By the time the Alien Intelligence Directorate understood that their greatest asset had been their greatest vulnerability, human resistance was no longer local, it was systemic. Alien technology functioned, but not reliably. Alien authority existed, but not efficiently. The galaxy noticed. Other species, watching the occupation, saw an empire that conquered decisively yet struggled to maintain control. They saw resources drain, fleets rotate endlessly, and intelligence reports grow contradictory. Eventually, the aliens did what no intelligence agency admits until the end. They withdrew. Not in defeat, but in calculation, determining that continued occupation of humanity carried unacceptable cost. Humans were left behind on a scarred Earth, surrounded by abandoned alien structures, broken technology, and a truth no one outside their species fully understood. Humanity had not won by strength. They had not won by unity. They had won by becoming exactly what the aliens expected, and using that expectation as a weapon. Across the galaxy, intelligence academies updated their doctrines with a new warning. Never recruit humans as assets. They do not defect. They adapt. And on Earth, humanity began preparing for the next contact. No longer as a species desperate to survive, but as one that had learned the most dangerous lesson of all. Sometimes the fastest way to defeat an enemy is to let them believe they already have.